Hi all. So I assume you want to learn C++ and you're a beginner, so you don't know anything. So the first thing that you've got to do if you want to learn any programming language is that you have to download a certain compiler that can compile and run the programs of that language. So the most common compiler I think for C++ is dev C++. So all that you have to do is you've got to go on Google and you've got to write and download dev C++ for whatever Windows you have, and it'll just give you a direct link, and it'll be downloaded within 5 minutes. And when you open it up, this is what opens up on the screen. So the first program that I'm going to teach you, the easiest program, the one that's the most joked about too because of its weird nature, is the Hello World program. And we're not going to do anything in this program. We're not going to do any calculations or whatever. All we're going to do is we're going to display a message in that screen, and that message is going to be typically the message that is taught first to programming students, and that is Hello World. So the way we do this is that, of course, we open a new source file first of all. So let's open a new source file. And first of all, before telling you about the Hello World program, I'm going to start off with telling you about the skeleton code that you use for any program, whether you're using that program to display something, whether you're using that program to do any calculations, to add numbers, whatever you're using the program for. The skeleton code that you use, I'm going to show you right now, and I'm going to explain it to you. So first of all, you write #include iostream like this, exactly like this, okay? And iostream over here means input output stream. So what you're doing is that you're including the stream into the program that's going to allow you to input something into the console, which is the screen, and it's going to allow you to show some output. And it's just the main thing without which any C++ program can't work. And after that, you write using namespace std, which means that you're including the standard library, so that you don't have to write the whole pieces of function. You just write the main keywords, and they will go back to the included libraries, the included standard libraries, and the dictionary of the whole programming language, and they'll use the functions at the back end, and they'll just make the work easier for you. And then you write int main, which is actually the function, the body of the main function in which you're going to write your code. And then the whole code you write over here, so whatever you write over here, blah, blah, blah. At the end, obviously, you're not going to put these things. That was just an example. At the end of that, you're going to write return 0, which means that now the program is ended. It returns whenever all the lines that are going to be over here. So the first line is going to be executed, whatever. So over here, the second line is going to be executed. And then at the last, it'll see return 0. Oh, okay, so my work is done now. And the program will stop compiling or running, and it will finally display whatever it's supposed to display, or do whatever it's supposed to do. So the most basic program, the Hello World program, what you're going to do is you're not going to make any calculations. All that you want to do is you want to see some output on the screen. And the screen is basically called the console. So the keyword that you use is cout, which means console out, right? So you write cout, and this is for if you want to display any other message, whether it's Hello World or whether it's any other kind of message, you use cout, okay? Console out. And then you don't just write the direct message after cout. You put this operator, which is called the stream exertion operator, because it's going to exert some sort of stream, obviously. And then whatever message you want to write, you're going to write that in double quotations. And another important thing is that in C++, and especially in the main function body or in any function body, every statement has to terminate, has to end with a semicolon. Without that semicolon, you're going to have errors, and the program is not going to run. So because the program just doesn't read a statement that does not end with a semicolon. The compiler just doesn't read a statement that ends without a semicolon. So within those quotation marks, you can write whatever you want to display on the screen. So let's write Hello World over here. And let's now run the program, which you're going to run the program by writing. You're going to save and run the program by clicking F11. So it's going to ask you for a name. Let's just name it 1 right now. And let's see what we're going to have displayed. So there you go. That's the console, the screen, and you have got Hello World displayed on that. So another thing you need to do is you need to know is that you need to know how to end the line, because we didn't go to the next line. We didn't break the line of hair. So for example, that we also wanted to write, I love programming, which is a bit of an overstatement, because I mean, once you really start studying it, you'll see how it ruins your life actually. So suppose you want to write the statement as well. So you can also run the program from here. So the first time it asks for a name, the second time it's obviously not going to ask for a name. We named it already and we saved it. So now it's just going to run. Okay, you see the problem. The problem is that we didn't break the line. We didn't go to the next line. So Hello World and I Love Programming don't have any space in between. You could solve this problem by just adding a space over here, or adding a comma and a space over here. But to be more efficient, I'm just going to teach you how you can go to the next line. So there's a lot of ways that you can go to the next line. The first phase that you can just write /n, which means break line, within the quotation marks. /n is written within the quotation marks, okay? So if you write like that, /n within the quotation marks, Hello World and I Love Programming are going to be on separate lines, as you can see. And another way to do that is to also, you can go outside the quotation marks and you can write the stream insertion operator again, and you can say endl, which means end line. And you can write this in a separate line as well, cout endl, obviously going to end with a semicolon. And another thing that I wanted to tell you, that when I started programming, because when you're really just starting a thing and you think, wow, this is great, I'm going to start hacking and whatever, in a matter of days, but you're still really confused about the little things. Like you think, what if I write the whole code in the same line, or what if I write it like that? Well, whatever way you write the code, it's still going to run. So let's press F11 over here, and you'll see, so we put the space for 2 extra lines between Hello World and I Love Programming. So the line broke over here, and then the line broke over here. So you have 2 lines space between Hello World and I Love Programming. And it runs whether you write the whole code in the same line or whether you write it like that. You write it like that basically just so that it's easy to understand. But whatever you write in this program, whether you write it beautifully or whether you make it a whole jumbled up mess, it doesn't really matter. What matters is what you write within these quotation marks, because therefore displaying anything. You can display anything with this. Let me show you. For example, you want to just make a kind of diagram. Let's make 3 stars over here, and then let's end that line, and let's give a space and add just 1 star over here, and end that line. Okay, so let's run that. So you can display anything with these quotation marks. You don't need to write any formulas, any whatever. I mean, obviously you can write a formula that will print 3 stars, and then it will print, they take the input that how many stars you want in the first line, and you write 3. So it prints 3 stars, and then 2 stars in the next, and then 1 star in the next, and 0 in the next, So you can write formulas and all that. But right now we're talking about the simplest program, the simple display program, and that's how you do it with these quotation marks, okay? And obviously, because cout is for console out, so that makes sense that if you want to take some sort of an input, like if you want to ask how many stars you want in the first line, then you would use cin, which is console in, and instead of a stream exertion operator, which is pointing outwards, you would use a stream insertion operator, which is pointing inwards, but that's for the next video, how you're going to take input. So I hope you learned something, and leave a comment and like and subscribe, and let me know any suggestions that you have for the next video. Thanks for watching.